Good morning and welcome into the form where Otaki takes a centre stage this week with a trackside Otaki Māori Wait for Age Classic. We'll also be looking forward to Mata Mata where the 2-year-olds are to the fore and the breeders and the slippers. So we've got the full team back in this week. Lee Thinnis, Bevan Sweeney and Aidan Rodley. And here's what we're going to be talking about. We'll start with the feature out of Otaki, the Otaki Māori Wait for Age Classic preview. And behind the racetrack is our Black Book is there. The Mata Mata 2-year-old features preview, the breeders and the slipper. The Kaimai Stakes preview shaping up to be a really nice field there. And our best bets, we were on fire last week. Hopefully we can find you more this time round. Well, as we've mentioned, our feature preview is out of Otaki. So I say a very good morning to you, Bevan Sweeney. What are we looking like track condition-wise on Saturday?
Morning team, and morning to the viewers at home. Look, Otaki is poor across the country really. Has been pretty dry across the last 2 or 3 months really. So the track's come up a soft 6 at this present moment. Just looking at the forecast, there are some skiffy showers forecast and they did put a little bit of irrigation on inside the last 24 hours. I think 5 mils applied. So trying to keep it in that soft 6. If those showers come, I think it'll be around about that mark. But if it does improve with the weather being fine, and then I think we'll be on a decent sort of track condition. So I think it'll be fantastic. Looking forward to it. Well, let's have a look at the market. To race at number 7, and it is headed by Desert Lightning. He's backed in already from $2.70 to $2.50. Outside of him, Puntura at $5, and then you've got La Creek at $6 and Ladies Man $8.50. It's over the mile, Leaf, so what's the speed doing?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Pip, who leads. Obviously, Vinny's drawn barrier 1 of Desert Lightning, and Coulson Mavs just outside of him, gate 2, and then you've got Puntura drawing at 8 and El Vincedor out at barrier 10. So look, they're going to be, those outside gates are going to have to go forward. You've got a horse like Lee Creek in barrier 3 will get a nice easy sit just off the speed.
There you go, you've got Desert Lightning mapping forward. Let's take a look at him last time out at Ellerslie, and he's clearly the benchmark horse here, Aidan, after what he's done already this preparation, including this win.
Yeah, he's won 3 of his last 4. He's a Group 1 winner already of the TAB Classic and a brilliant winner of the Aotearoa Classic last time out, beating Legato, who's gone on to win a Group 1 Herbie Dyke Stakes. Just seems to be a yardstick horse, beat home Aegon and Coolside Mav in the TAB Classic. I don't know if there's a chink to this horse's armour, is there, Leith?
He's just improved this season, hasn't he, Aidan? His racing manners, he's doing everything that Vinny wants him to do. Look, he's a happy horse. He galloped really good last Saturday at Ellerslie. He came home in 33 seconds and Vinny was under a hold. So the horse is in really top shape at the moment.
He is. The run at Ellerslie, I don't want to pot him, but just a little bit situation. We got to the lead and out wide really wasn't the place to be and he was off and gone. He is real quality and he is going to be my top selection in the race. And I think from that one gate when you've got so much speed coming across from out wide and the form that the jock is in at the present moment, he can just work him and not spend too many pennies to hold a trailing position there at Otaki on Saturday. From there, on the improvement he's shown, the training ability of the trainers, the jockey's in great nick and the horse is absolutely flying. He looks very, very hard to beat, but I think tactically this is a really tough race with El Vencedor drawn out wide. What do they do with La Creek from 3? You generally want to say that's a tough draw, but Belclair might come across, and I just don't know where La Creek's connections are going to be thinking. This is Puntura now. I don't think you change his pattern, you just try and dominate them. The big horse, he just keeps on rolling. El Vencedor kicked hard. I think no doubt, again, this is another step up in level for Puntura Leaf, but I simply can't doubt his abilities to take out this race because they haven't really got close to him in the back end of this preparation.
No, look, Craig rode him really well. He got into the perfect part of the track as the track was playing off on the inside and middle. And look, the horse is putting up a pretty good record at the moment. He's won 14 races now. And look, I definitely have him in my top 3 selections for sure on Saturday.
Yeah, just want to give a shout to El Vencedor, who's run second there. It hasn't given the game away. Maybe the horse that does lead it from out wide as well. So just not the worst of chances. It does come on a kilogram worse than Puntura, who's been in super form. Let's face it, and was a deserving Group 1 winner last time out. Next one we're going to have a look at here is La Creek, and yeah, interesting to see where this horse gets. I think the Desert Lightning probably has more early speed, so that could either mean trail, or potentially if one of those El Vencedor or those types come across, then it might be 3-back defence. Belclair's going really well, was settled a little bit closer to the speed this day, already a Group 1 winner, but a very good winner in the Westbury Classic last time out, and La Crique was making very good ground from a midfield sit, surely sits a little bit closer this time round, Leith.
Yeah, Belclair was well ridden last start by Sam. Look, it was a bit of an on-speed sort of a race. Interesting, Lily Sullivan, the apprentice, gets a turn in the first ride in the Group 1 this week, so she'll be pretty excited. I thought La Crique was really good. Look, she probably was in need of the run a little bit. I think Matt Cameron's going to suit her this week, where she can just sit just behind the leaders.
Look, I agree around La Crique. I think she is probably moving into a position where we saw her when she was a Group 1 winner. But Belclair took out the last Group 1 of last season from a forward position. I think her draw just is a little bit tricky. She could probably push forward and find outside lead if she really wants to. But I just think there's going to be quite a few charging across here. So jockey's going to have to be right on their middle inside the first 150 metres to find their position. Belclair can win. I think La Crique can win this particular race. But there's a host of chances, Pip.
It certainly doesn't sound as clear-cut as Desert Lightning, but let's hear from the connections. Firstly, of Desert Lightning, his jockey Vinnie Colgan, and Aidan just asked him what he thought about his form this preparation.
He was a nice 3-year-old, still run well in a lot of the bigger 3-year-old races last season, but this year he's just a different horse. He's so much stronger, his manners, he's just different.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race down there at Otaki this weekend, but you're on the form horse, you're on the benchmark, aren't you?
Absolutely. As long as there's a bit of speed in the race, that'll help him out a bit, but yeah, definitely he's the horse to beat.
We missed Tarapa, he just wasn't 100% going into that, but he's come back pretty quick. I think going to the mile fresh is not too much of a concern for him. He galloped really well in company on Saturday morning, and he'll just have one final hit out on Wednesday and travel down Friday.
Well, he's sort of just got better every year. He's always shown heaps. Like when he first trialled, we thought he was very good, and he's just taken a long time to mature. But this time in, he's been a hell of a lot better. His races have been good. He's been very consistent, and hopefully he can go one better on Saturday.
Right now, time for selections. We'll start with you, Leith. Who's your tip in the Group 1?
Look, I'm going to go Desert Lightning, Pip. Look, he's in good form. He's happy. Look, he's won 3 this time in, and he got bogged down on a heavy track at Taronga. So I think Vinny's from Barrier 1. He'll either sit just outside the lead or sit in the trail.
Look, I'm with Desert Lightning as well. I just think Vinny will just ride this horse positively before he can dictate where he lands in the run. I think it's probably the trailing position and just going so well. I'm going to have a little bit each way. Otaki's a nimble horse's course with a tight corner. I think Aegon, though he was so disappointing last time, he might just put up a run with that very strong tempo in front of him. And Ladies Man, I don't think out of this, I think going as well as ever, loved the first 2 runs back in this preparation and will love the really strong tempo. But Lightning might strike twice here with Desert Lightning.
Yeah, Alan Sharrock, the only trainer in this lot who has won this race in the past. I'm going to go with Desert Lightning. Well, he's run 132.5 last time out. He's just gone from strength to strength this preparation. He's a worthy favourite in the race. Just interesting, a couple of stats to give you. 7 of the last 8 winners of this race have come through the Waikato Sprint. There's only 1 horse coming through it this year, that's Cool Sign Mav. And the last 5 winners of this race have come through the Telegraph. Not 1 horse has come through the Telegraph this year.
Very interesting. Different preparations this year, and it is race number 7. And don't forget about this as well. We do have the bonus back opportunities on the first 4 races from Otaki. So another incentive to have a bet there. If you don't find the winner, you finish 2nd, 3rd or 4th. Of course, you'll get that bonus back up into your account of $50. That's a look at the Group 1. It gets underway at 5:15 on Saturday. Race tracker time on the form. As usual, Leith, we'll start with you. Who's your one this week?
Yeah, I'll take you to the 2-year-old race last week. Pip Ellerslie, race 1. High Cashew, the Stephen Marsh train runner. He's by Invincible Spirit. They paid a little bit of money for him. They paid $520,000 for him. But look, he just needed a gate. They went pretty slow up front, and he's come home in 33.17. So, look, I just think he'll have one race somewhere. Stephen's not quite sure, and then he's going to set him for the Manawatu size at Palmerston North, where 1,400 metres is really going to suit him.
I'm taking you back to New Plymouth. It was an interesting day. They did actually make some ground with a rail out, but look at the big boy down the outside, Guzzler. He missed away by about 3 lengths and is booming home late in this particular race. whether he stays in this country, coming out of the Lennox team, I imagine there's going to be a few offers on the table, but he'll be winning in his next start when he steps up over ground on a bigger track.
I'm going to go to the winner of the Avondale Cup. Super run here from Asterix, who burst through the middle of them in a terrific Auckland Cup trial. The extra distance will only suit him. This is just his third win from 12 starts. He was, of course, a Derby winner, but geez, he's run the quickest last 8, 6, 4 and 2. And it's just a manner of it. He's run 3 seconds faster than any other horse in the race over that last 800 metres. So just an excellent Auckland Cup trial. He's one to follow.
And I'm going to head for a greyhound resuming on Sunday. George's Girl, take you back to her last win here. Caught up with her trainer or co-trainer Tracy Craig, and she did say she's trialling good. She went a 21.34, but it was her run home for my 6.64 that just shows she's got a really good turn of foot coming home. She may need the run on Sunday. She's in a good field, but one to follow. She'll be picking up a win shortly. She just had her injury woes, but she's a very, very good greyhound and capable on her day as shown here. Here's a summary of what we're liking. Make sure you pop them in your race trackers on tab.co.nz. Time to concentrate on Matamata, the other main meeting for the day. We do look forward to the Breeders and the Slipper. So Aidan Rodley, what's the weather looking like in Matamata on Saturday?
Yeah, not too bad. It's doing a little bit cloudy here in the Waikato this morning, a couple of days out, but hopefully, looking at the forecast ahead, it looks as though we're going to be a-okay for the big day of racing at Matamata. I've seen this track in training the last little bit, and it's been in very good order indeed. Currently a soft 5, so on track, although with a few isolated showers, as you can see in the forecast, to get back to that good 4. 27 degrees the high for today, and ideally heading into the weekend, good weather as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at the first feature. It is the Group 2 J-Swap Contractors Matamata Breeders, race number 7 on the program, and the fillies go to war here. And what a field you've got assembled with Captured by Love, unbeaten at $2.80 up the top of the book. Alabama Lass, who was good on debut, she's been backed into joint favouritism, and then you've got Archaic Smile on that third line of betting at $3.80. So that's a look at the market. What about the form? Let's have a look at Captured by Love firstly, and again, just showed her talent here, Aidan, to hold off another race rival, Love Poem, on a track that probably didn't really suit her.
You know, just a gritty performance. You know, we maybe expected a little bit more because the previous win at Trentham was absolutely first class. Love Poem's made a very good debut in finishing second, but boy, this horse just showed a little bit of grit, Leith. She's going the right way, she's unbeaten, and on this has to be a big factor again. Yeah,
they put a big margin to the third horse, and she just never looked comfortable the whole race. She never really come up under the bridle for Opie, and look, it was only her determination and fight to get her home, and I think once she strikes that better track this week, she's definitely a top 3 chance.
Oh, she's definitely a top 3 chance, absolutely, on what she showed at her debut. I agree with the boys. I don't think she handled that track, Ed. Also, she showed a really good ticker to pull out and actually win that race at a short price. Love Poem was a big purchase, expensive purchase for the JML Bloodstock team, and I thought that was a really good debut against a horse that was proven, so expecting that horse to improve markedly. I'm so surprised that this horse is at $3.80. Archaic Smile. This is one of the better performances 2-year-old wise that I've seen for a fair while. Just picked them up and dropped them really when the real pressure went on. This is in the listed Wellesley. Sort of trotted up there and you thought, well, when's it going to let go? And when it let go, they were just still watching really, and I think there's plenty more in the tank. This horse has been good enough to beat Full Force. It was a little bit unlucky in behind Velocious, who's gone on to be the Teo Karaka Millions winner. I really like this horse. I think she's a filly whose ceiling I don't know where it is at because she's still learning, and man, she's a daisy clipper, and I love her, and I'm surprised they're giving you an extra $1 on the top 2 favourites here, Leith.
Yeah, she was super impressive, her last 2 wins. Look, she was bought to go to Singapore, and obviously Singapore closing down, that's why Tony Pike's got her to train. So a little bit unlucky she wasn't in the Karaka Millions, because she would have been really hard to beat in the race as well. So, look, I think Michaels, he knows her pretty well, and look, she's been pretty impressive, and I know Tony Pike would love to have those colours there at the statue at Matamata.
Yeah, it's been pretty good actually the last couple, and obviously she adds to some real top end depth to this year's Group 2 Matamata Breeders Stakes. The potential of this horse next up, Alabama Lass, at this stage untapped. We just don't know what she's beaten. Obviously Renovations is in the race again, but Renovations is 9.5 lengths in a drift in running second. I think the hardest thing, Leith, is just that we don't have other races on any of the Captured by Love, Archaic Smile and Alabama Lass races. They were the only races at their distance on the day, so it's just hard to compare. What's she beaten here?
Yeah, but 2-year-olds just don't come out and win by 9 lengths, do they? Look, she's nearly run a track record as well. She's come home in 33 seconds. And look, Sam was pretty soft on her as well to the finish. So she's untapped. They've turned down some massive money to sell her to Australia as well. So look, I think if she gets an easy enough lead in the race, she's my top pick.
Look, I actually think Sam actually probably rode her a little bit tough at the top of the straight and halfway down. If she turned around, she would have eased up about the 300 metre mark because she had it tied up then. Look, potential, there's no doubt about that, trained by an absolute master who would have had that horse ready to rock and roll at its debut to go forward into this particular race. So it's potential against proven, time suggests top line. Definitely can win with a soft lead, but I don't think they're just going to sit and watch from afar when you've got Opie Bosson drawn to the outside of what is potentially a very, very smart horse. So what a race, Pip. This is really good through those top 3, and we might just find another decent horse down in this race as they develop through their 2-year-old preparation.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the master, Ken Kelso. Let's hear from him. Aidan just asked how highly he rates Alabama Lass.
Oh, look, it's a bit hard to tell. I mean, okay, her time was pretty good at Matamata and she's won well. But, you know, it's another step up this weekend. She's got to step up to Stakes Company. Te Ake horse looks pretty smart. It's won 3 in a row. So, you know, it is a big step up. But on what she showed the other day, she's, you know, hopefully put her hand up.
Obviously, she's been pretty impressive in the last 2 wins. It's going to be a pretty hot race on Saturday. You know, probably the fillies are a little bit stronger than the colts at this stage and a bit more depth there. So it's going to be an intriguing race.
No, she galloped nicely this morning, and she's just one of those ones that seems to step up. So it's always a special race to us, the Matamata Breeder Stakes. So no, she'll run well.
Yeah, how highly do you regard her?
Well, she's 3 for 3. Looks more like a 3-year-old already, big, strong girl, so we expect her to run well.
Done really well. She just lacked a little bit of ring craft. She probably wants a sort of a firmer track, but I thought her run was really good. You know, she's a beautifully bred filly by Schnitzel. She's now stakes place, so you know, if she can add to that, it'd be great.
She's a horse that Brendan Ellis, McCallum and I own, and we bought her from that dispersal sale at Valachi. And she is, by time test, she goes very well. She's got a lot to learn. She's very, very tough. And she was a bit unlucky last time, running 3rd here at Matamata. So, you know, and I from memory, the winner was a colt, so he won't be running against her this Saturday.
There you go, that's the local trainers about their chances. Time for selections. And Leith, you gave us a little ode of who you're picking.
Yeah, Alabama Lass. I just think, you know, Ken Kelso, he doesn't normally run these 2-year-olds, so she's shown him a lot. And look, Ken would love to have his colours painted in the statue there.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think there's, you know, Captured by Love, Archaic Smile and Alabama Lass. There's not a lot over them, and it's just hard to judge just where they sit against each other. But on what we saw at Matamata on debut from Alabama Lass, you've just got to have so much respect for her, and I think she is the horse to beat. Bevan, for you?
I'm going with a horse with already black type on the pedigree page out of Trentham, that being Archaic Smile. I've been a fan since I saw her win at Otaki, beating a good horse, and has just followed through nicely into Trentham. Have been really, really dominant there. And Slick Tom, I know we're going down the chute compared to Alabama Lass going around the corner, but time's sort of comparable, and Archaic Smile, I just think a little bit more ring calf. So Archaic Smile for me at a little bit of value in my mind.
There you go, that's a look at the girls. What about the boys? Let's move on to racer number 4 now for the Fairview Matamata Slipper at Group 3 level over the 1200 metres. Move to Strike. He's been backed in from $2.40 to $2 even. Favourite Full Force behind at $4.80. And then you've got Unbridled Joy and Poetic Champion sitting at that $6.50 mark. Time to have a look at the form again. Let's take you back to the Group 2 Eclipse Stakes. A Move to Strike was a beaten favourite on this day, Aidan, by split by 2 very class fillies, and the blinkers go on.
Yeah, this is a very good run. It was a rain-affected track this day, and I think this was the undoing of Move to Strike, because the debut win at Te Rapa was was absolutely brilliant. I think still for mine, the yardstick horse of any 2-year-old this season was very, very good. So it's taken Bellatrix Star, who's a proven wet tracker, to beat him this day. For mine, you know, he's got to be the horse who's going to take the next step. Leith, your assessment of him?
Yeah, obviously it was only having his second start, so he was a little bit green in the run, and obviously blinkers go on this week. Opie's on. Look, he was super impressive in his first start on a good track, and he's going to strike a better footing on Saturday at Matamata. So he's definitely, I've got him on my ticket as a top 2 chance.
I agree. Blinkers going on, big plus for him. I think he was waiting a fraction, and then in those rain-affected track conditions, couldn't quite quicken with Bellatrix Star, but he still was really, really brave in the run to line, of course, Velocious in that particular race. So I think his form's outstanding. Opie's on, Cop Bomb, Invincible. You can't really go wrong there. Let's take you back to the Karaka Million. Now, Full Force is here. He had the blinkers on this day, and he worked from a wide draw. Won't have to on Saturday. He'll get a perfect sort of sit just in behind the speed, and he may be even quite capable of taking it up and being very hard to beat from there. But it was a really good third. He was beaten 4 lengths. He's not far off the top line 2-year-olds. I'm just favouring the one at the top left, but he's certainly a nice enough horse.
Yeah, he's going really good. John O'Benner's done a good job of him so far, and the best thing about him this week, he gets gate 1. Michael McNabb on with Ryan riding down at Otaki. So, look, I think he's going to be awfully hard to beat at Matamata, especially on a better track.
It'd be interesting, as Benson sort of mentioned there, just around where this horse maps. Does Savagely come across and really put the pedal down, or do they hold up with Full Force? I think if he leads, he's probably a better chance. His runs have all been first class, around good horses too, but now he meets Move to Strike, so that's the interesting clash of this race. Next one we'll have a look at is Unbridled Joy, and the last start winner here at Matamata, very good. So you've got that track performance, you've run second to When Stars Align the start before, Sam Weatherly doing the riding for Mark Walker and Sam Burgesson, and I think Leith gives the stable a really good second string.
Yeah, I know Sam's done a little bit of work on the horse as well. He really likes him. He said he's actually one of his favourite horses, so it's good to see him on this week with Vinny at Otaki. And look, he was really impressive. It was only his first start, so look, he's definitely a top 3 chance.
I reckon he really developed this horse. Another one beautifully bred by Snit. So I just love the way it grabbed the ground over the last 150 metres and got up to win on that occasion. Look, it's a step up, and you've got Move to Strike, Full Force, Poetic Champion, who I actually thought ran above my expectations in the Karaka Million, especially from that draw. I thought he was outstanding, and with a gate in the Karaka Million, I thought Poetic Champion could have run in the top 3 for sure. So this horse is taking a step up, but he's got a big future, the colt by Snitzel. Maybe not Saturday with the top Move to Strike at the top of the book, but there's certainly a fair future, Pip.
Absolutely. Well, again, let's hear from the connections. We'll start with Mark Walker. Aidan asked him how his 2 slipper charges are going.
Move to Strike, he just seems to be a race day horse. His track work this morning was just okay. Some colts are a bit sluggish, but he did work nicely in between races. It sparked him up a bit, and he worked a lot better 10 days ago. So, and Unbridled Joy, he actually worked quite nice this morning. So, yeah, we'll see how they go today.
We haven't seen him since Karaka Million. What did you make of the run for starters?
Oh, it was just a nightmare of a barrier draw. We elected to go back. Maybe that was the wrong thing. He ended up a long way back on a night that was hard to make up ground, but he was very genuine to the line, and probably couldn't have asked much more considering the way the race was run and from that gate. Yeah, undoubtedly his best work late. Has he progressed since then? Yeah, he's bounced through that run really well. Had a week in the paddock and seems to have come through it in good order. So look, finally, hopefully, looking for another barrier draw.
Yeah, super work from him. Obviously, a little freshen up from the Karaka Millions. And his work was spot on this morning. Just had a nice little blow, so there's a little bit of improvement in there. But he's freshened up really nicely and pointing his toe and doing everything he should be.
Yeah, he's coming up nicely. He's always shown ability right the way through. So he's probably coming off a short preparation. He'll go there probably half a run short, but it could set him up for some nice races.
That's what the trainers think. Selection time, Leith. Are you going to head for the favourite or look elsewhere?
No, I'm going to go for Full Force. He's been going some really good races. He's got a barrier where Michael just some behind the speed, and I think he'll be going close on Saturday.
For me, I'm going to the top of the book. I'm going with Move to Strike. I just can't get out of my mind the brilliance of that Tarapa win. If he can bring anywhere near that form, then he's clearly the horse to beat. Move to Strike for me. Bevan?
He's an interesting horse, isn't he? His track record is pretty poor, and they've flicked the blinkers on him after his last up performance at Chianti's. I think it's a race they really want to win, being at their home track, and I'll go with them, Move to Strike. I think Full Force is a massive, massive challenger, though, as Leith did mention, but he's a good horse, and you might see the best of him on Saturday, so on top for me.
You go to the boys with Move to Strike and Leith with Full Force. And don't forget that race, a key lead in to the Sistema. Let's have a look at the futures market. Your Karaka Million winner, Velocious, is the favourite at 240. Then Alabama Lass at 3.2. Move to Strike at 480. Captured by Love at $6. Archaic Smile and Full Force, obviously all going around on Saturday, 10s and 12s. So don't forget, if you want to have a play into that race, they win on Saturday. No doubt those prices will skinny in. If they don't end up starting there, you've got that future proof as a bonus back. If they don't end up going there, you'll get a refund up to $50 in your account on your first investment. And of course on Saturday, the bonus back here runs second, third or fourth, also across the first 4 races from Matamata. We're looking forward to all of the action. The first from there gets underway at 12:10. Now time to have a look at the Kaimai Stakes. Let's look at the market. It's race number 8 on the program. It is the listed Veterinary Services Kaimai Stakes, option 208. Manafik, $4 in the market favourite. Then you've got Terra Matika at 4.5, Contribute at $7.50, and Arby, another runner at that quote, at $7.50. Let's take you back to Manafika, finishing 4th last time over the shorter trip at Tohiranikau over the mile, but Aidan, not many missed the way she hit the line here.
Yeah, absolutely. The other horse in this race is Calico, and Calico's in 5.5 kilograms worse than Manafika as well. So, yeah, takes the line really nicely out wide on the track, and it's a really nice run from a mare who's only going to get better with more ground. 2,000 metres will be her best friend on Saturday, Leith.
Yeah, certainly will. Just a bit of a mystery what happened at Wellington 2 starts ago, but look, last start over a mile, she was really strong to the line, and Michael's got a good winning percentage with her as well, so she's going to be awfully hard to beat on Saturday.
She's one of my best bets on the program. In fact, my best on the day. Again, Leith mentioned the run at Trentham, and I've spoken at length with Peter Diddham, and look, they're just scratching their head about exactly what happened on that particular occasion. On her Tohiranikau run, she has the best turn of foot in this race by a margin. By an absolute margin, especially at the 2,000 metres. I think Michael will get a nice positive one off somewhere back of midfield. If she gets her opportunity and the track is firm, I think she's one of the better stars in the country, and I thought she'd be winning a big cup this season. Obviously that Trentham run put a big line through that, but she's got a fair bit of class, Manafik. It's a good field though, but look, I'm just preferring Manafik. This is a race where Terra Matika got every opportunity. I'm not saying no around Terra Matika, but this was a race really run to suit this particular horse. Missed a run in between times, which is maybe a slight niggle, but with Lance Noble doing the training, there's no real major concerns. But look, this is a horse that's heading to some really top staying races and couldn't have it out of play for sure, Leith.
Yeah, she was supposed to race last week in the Avondale Cup. She had a little bit of a foot abscess, so she missed the race. So look, she's badly weighted. She's got 58 kilos. Look, she's won at Matamata before, but I'm just a little bit worried about the bigger weight for her this week.
She was right in the market for that Avondale Cup, which just says you've got to have deep respect for what she's doing. She's won 2 of the last 3, and Warren Kennedy and Lance Noble. It's a potent combination. So, yeah, definitely respect around Terra Matika. Let's take you to New Plymouth and to the Taranaki Cup. This was taken out by Contribute second up. C.L. Butler rewarded again with the ride in the Kaimai Stakes, despite not being able to claim, as she wasn't last time either. St. Alice okay in running third, but I think Contribute's run had a lot of merit. She is up 4 kilograms. How big a factor is that, Leith?
Yeah, it's, like you said, obviously CL can't claim the race either. So, look, she knows the horse well, though, and she'd done nothing wrong last start on her to win at Taranaki. And, look, I think the best thing up to the 2,000 metres is really going to suit her as well.
She snuck under everyone's guard, I think, at that $10 opening quote on this particular occasion. She really did relish those off-track conditions as well. But the weights are going to make it interesting. She actually holds a really good record on better track conditions, so there's no real doubt that she'll step up to the mark. CL picked up their ride, and I think Grizzy couldn't make the weight on that day. She came out and rode an absolute peach on Contribute, so expecting her to do no different on Saturday. just think there's one better, but Contribute will continue to win races like a lot of Robbie's team at the present moment.
Yeah, from an informed stable, that's for sure, Sweens. As we head back to some trainers, we're going to start with Mark Walker again, and Aidan just asked him, how his Kaimai pair are going?
Yeah, RTL lad, he's very awkward to place now at his handicap. He's not really a weight for age horse, and he's top of the handicap. So, but he ran well at Ellerslie the other day, and Accidental Tourist, so he's sort of, we just thought we'd try him at 2,000. Yeah. And if he went well enough, it opens up a few more options.
Look, his work this morning was good, really good, happy with him. His run the other day at Te Rapa was probably a little bit below par, you could say, but we did try and ride him a little bit differently, and he kind of went on one breath, which didn't really suit him being ridden upside down. We might just try to go back to the old tactics, let him find his feet, and under handicap conditions, aside to weight for age like he was the other day, he should be a bit more competitive.
Yeah, look, Ben Booz, her last start was in the Group 1 down at Wellington, the Thornton Mile. She got back a bit further than what we would have liked, and then started sort of tracking in the wrong horse on the corner. I think it was Habana or Nam. It wasn't going anywhere, so then she tried to come out, got held up for a bit. She was probably coming home probably as good as anything in the race, but was too far out of it. So we freshened it slightly, and she's done a bit of good solid work building into this, so hopefully 2,000 metres to suit.
And Langkawi, how's he tracking?
Yeah, he just went down his bumpers a little bit last start, and he pulled real hard, so I think we'll be sending him forward to lead. He just keeps pulling so hard in his races, so this could be his last sort of run. He might be looking for a retirement paddock if he doesn't pull something out of the bag.
Well, hopefully he certainly can if he's heading to the paddock. What about you, Leith? It doesn't look that open this time, so who have you found on top?
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be a nice, good tempo in the race. RB's drawn out a little bit, but look, it's racing the Herbie Dyke Stakes, weight for age. He drops to 55 kilos this week. Home track, he doesn't have to travel, so I've got him on top.
Yeah, no reason why. He's a big factor in this race. He's coming out of top races the whole way through. Group 2 Ritual Mile, he ran super in the Aotearoa Classic, although a fair margin away from Desert Lightning. But yeah, real respect there for sure, Leith. I've gone with Magnifique like Bevan, just like what we saw from this horse last time out, tracking the right way, and you'd expect a 2,000 metres really right in the wheelhouse for this mare. Bevan, you're in the same boat, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there's a star about to really start shining here in Magnifique. I think we all thought it was happening through those 2 wins at New Plymouth, and then the horse obviously went to Trentham and just blew him off the race track, and then we've had that blip around Trentham, which has probably held Pete back from being in a couple of races he had targeted this season. So he sort of, by default, is here at Matamata. Really couldn't find another race, but just what I saw at Tauhara Nikia, still gets a decent sort of track condition. It'll be trotting on the corner, and it's got the best turn of foot in this race.
There you go, that's what the guys are liking. And another race that's a key lead into the Auckland Cup. A few of these are nominated. Here's a look at the market. Obviously, after the Avondale Cup, Asterix came into favourite at $5. Mark Twain's your boosted runner with the TAB, so you can shop $9 around him, $7 in the normal market, and then Dionysus at 7s as well. Terra Matika at that $10 quote. That closes on the 9th of March. And we also have this to look forward to, our guaranteed quaddies this Saturday, $30,000 from Matamata, starts on race 6, ends on the last, and the $40,000 guaranteed quaddie races 5 to 8 out of Otaki. All of that action on Saturday, trackside 1.
Dopper grabbed the lead to bring it home for the boys. Who's the man? Craig Grills is the man. He does it for the boys to beat Boy. Will Kestrel's in front at the 100 metres, and boom, just like that, shut the gate. Eagle Technology, Avondale Guineas all over. Will Kestrel a class above them. But it's Sneffetti given full ball now with 100 metres to go. 2.5 Chevelle to Foudre, and then She-Fan Script, but she's going to be too good.
Yes, it was certainly a good week for our tipsters. The last time with our best bets, so no pressure, Leith. Who have you got this week?
Yeah, I'm going to go Matamata on Saturday, race 3, My Annie Bell. Look, she's a half-sister to Melody Bell, Ken and Bev Kelso. Look, she's got a beautiful draw, barrier 3, Sam spread on. I think she'll be going very close to winning.
I'll keep it pretty simple. Magnifique, I think she'll win on Saturday. I think she's got a really bright future. And just based on those first 2 runs, Mystery at Trentham and what we saw at Tauhara Nikia, reckon she'll be winning, and you get around the $455 mark.
I'm going to get a horse who's run 11th last time out in Taliska, but here's a horse who's run second in Group 1 company and looks an absolute map special. There's just no speed in race 1, the only pace influence in the race. Vinnie Colgan aboard, he'll get it bang on and should be winning Otaki and getting the Group 1 day off on the right foot, pup.
And I'm going to take you to Friday night, race number 7, Brocky's Luck. He's been luckless, unlike his namesake, the last couple of starts. And then he just got lost as a youngster down at Addington last start, comes back to his home track, and I think he'll be winning off box number 3. Here's a summary. Wales jumping in as well with the Rakiro Rocket at Cromwell on Friday. Brocky's Luck for myself. My Annie Bell for Leith. Taliska for Aidan. And Minifik for Bevan. Note them down and hopefully we've found you all the winners. That completes the show. Thanks, team, for joining us. Leith, Bevan and Aidan. Of course, Bevan and Aidan will be on track at Otaki. Up until then, happy punting and we'll catch you back next week.